Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to be doing some bow making and some simple gift wrap. So I'm going to teach you a couple of techniques with the bows. We're going to have a main focus on bow. We'll do a little bit of gift wrapping, but nothing too fancy. So it might be things that you already know how to do in terms of gift wrapping. But we're going to focus a lot on different ribbons and different ways that we can kind of play with all the tools at Michael's to make really adorable gifts that are also beautiful, that we can set out and have everybody celebrating this holiday season. So really what you're going to need today is I would like you to have some paper. And the paper is your choice. Of course, if you have your own wrapping paper or something special, that would be great. But I'm going to be using craft paper or a roll of white paper just to have like a plain background. And then what I'm going to do to make everything stand out is I'm going to be using some ribbon. So the ribbon that I suggested would be this disco ribbon, which gives you a lot of shine and a lot of ways that the lights from the Christmas tree or from your holiday party can hit this ribbon and really reflect without having glitter all over your house, right? Glitter shines too, but glitter makes a mess. So this disco ribbon is really awesome. I also suggested a 2-inch wired red ribbon, just as like a beautiful craft paper wrapping or white paper wrapping, and then go ahead and throw on a red bow, and you have something really beautiful. So I'm so glad so many of you are joining us, and some of you I know have been joining us for a while. So thank you for coming to all the classes. We have some really great things coming up in December with the skills that you'll be learning for bow making. We can also make this beautiful gala wreath. So there is a class for this coming up next week where we're going to be working with some floral and working with some bows and putting them together into a beautiful wreath. We're also going to be playing with miniatures next week. So if you've seen all the Michael's Christmas miniatures, there's so many fun scenes and fun ways that you can play with those. So we'll definitely be doing those next week. But today, as I said, we're going to focus on the ribbons and we're going to focus on bow making and using those bows to really elevate some of your gifts. So let's switch over to my other camera and I'll just kind of show you again a little bit of an overview. So this particular present that I have right here has a really beautiful velvet bow. So velvet is all the rage this year. So those red velvet bows from Michael's have definitely gone viral and are definitely everywhere in lots of different stores. So this turquoise velvet I think is so elegant also. So you can get a really nice big roll of it that you can use in lots of different ways, not just for gifts, but you could also kind of make some of your own decor, things to hang on mantles, things to hang on stairways and different things like that. You might also notice that on this gift, I just did a little extra flourish. We have things called picks that are found in the Christmas section. You can also find them near all the florals. And just this one little pick, by adding this in too, just really makes your gift kind of stand out and look fantastic. So with a very basic wrapping job, and then a little bit extra with your bows. So here's a just plain red paper. And then this disco ribbon that we're going to use together today just really has some extra shine. Make a sweet little bow, and voila, you have the most beautiful gift at the party. Everyone will want to pick your Secret Santa gift, that is for sure. So there are so many different ribbon collections that Michaels has. We can get one of these rolls for pretty cheap where it has several different types, lots of textures, lots of different options in lots of different color schemes. So this like light mint green and pink are what we call our gala collection. If you're going to a gala and you want to dress up, it has a lot of nutcrackers, a lot of music, some kind of Christmas silent night kind of themes to it. So there's lots of ribbons that go along with all those things I'm talking about, tiny little bows that are pink and music notes, lots of different textures. So I use those in order to kind of decorate some sweet little candles and some lotion, which are kind of classic Christmas gifts. And then when we're talking about our big boxes, we want to have a big spectacular bow, or if you want to use a tiny bow too, we have some red collection. We have some green collection, some really nice forest greens and golds that really make it kind of woodsy if you want to have that kind of theme. But check out your local Michaels and find all different kinds of really beautiful ribbons and bows. Well, soon there'll be bows once you learn how. So let's go ahead and start with the big bow that I showed you at the beginning. So this is what we call a pom-pom bow because it has lots of layers in it and it has lots of loops that kind of puff out. So we're going to start with this bow. And this is probably one of the most challenging ones to make. But I think that we can do it. So I'm going to start with the disco ribbon and we're going to make this pom-pom bow out of the disco ribbon. And if you have a ruler, you might want to use a ruler, but I usually kind of just go with it. And what you want to do is take the ribbon, and my particular disco ribbon has a good side and it has a bad side. But the most important thing about the ribbon is that it has wire in it. So for all of the pom-pom bows that I'm going to be making today, it's really best to have the wire so that you can poof it out and really make it look nice. So the first step is going to be to take the end of the ribbon and put it towards your thumb. So you're wrapping to make a loop. Now this loop, if you have a ruler, is probably about 3 inches long. And the most important thing about this loop is that when I'm about to make the next loop, I want it to be the same size. So if you made yours 8 inches long or 5 inches long, just go ahead and make the next loop to match that with the same length. So you'll notice that I'm pinching it together, holding it with my thumb. You'll also notice that right now it's the bad side. So I need to kind of keep working with my ribbon and twisting it around in order to keep the good side facing up. So you'll have to keep kind of playing with your ribbon and getting it in the direction that you want it to. And that wire in there in this ribbon is really helping you be able to position it wherever you want it to be. So I just folded this ribbon up and made another loop that's about the same size as the original loop I started with. So probably each one of those is about 3 inches. And then I'm going to need to twist. So see how right now, if I take a loop and go this way, the ribbon's going to be backwards. So I want to twist this ribbon so that the shiny side comes up again. So I just twisted it right here with my thumb so that the shiny side is going in the correct direction. And I'm going to make a loop that's just a tiny bit bigger than this last one. So instead of 3 inches, maybe it's 3.5, or maybe it's 4 inches. And I'm still scrunching everything together right here. When I collect all of my bows together in the center, I am going to use a Chenille stem, which is a pipe cleaner. So I'm going to get that out of my package. And it doesn't really matter what color you're using because we're going to cover it up. So I have this pipe cleaner for when I'm done. Now, if I go ahead, since this is facing in the right direction, just notice that my loop's going to need to go under instead of going over, because if I went over with my loop like I've been doing, it's going to show the wrong side. So this time my loop's going to go under, and just like on the other side, I'm trying to make it just a tiny bit bigger than the other one. And this wire is here to help you, so don't be afraid to scrunch it up and put it all together with your thumb. So your thumb is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Your thumb is keeping everything where it needs to be. And we're going to do 2 more loops, and then that's going to be it for this pom-pom bow. So I'm going to make another one a little bit larger than the last. And I'm still scrunching it together with my thumb. Starting to get pretty big, but that's okay. That's what the pipe cleaner is going to hold on to. Making sure that my ribbon, when I fold it up, is going to be all the good side of the disco ball. And then once I have another loop that's about the same size as the one I did on the other side, I'm ready to go ahead and cut off of my spool of ribbon. So I'm going to make a little cut, and I'll have just a tiny bit of extra that goes across. And I'll either be able to hide that, or I will go ahead and cut that down a little bit more. But this is what I have so far. I have 3 big loops, have that little extra piece here. I'm holding it all with my thumb and my finger. I'm going to take a pipe cleaner, Chenille stem, and I'm going to wrap it over where my thumb is holding. And I'm going to go ahead and twist it. And I'm twisting it really close to where that is. Here's the other side. So the great thing about wired ribbon is that now I can go back And I can really go ahead and poof up these loops and really make that bow become even larger and fluffier. And now you might say, but Megan, what about that red in the middle? That looks kind of weird. Well, you're right. And I think we can fix that pretty easily. So depending on what you're using this bow for, if you're going to use this bow and put it onto a gift like this one, you'll notice that I have some tails coming down off of my bow. And then you'll also notice that I wrapped a piece of ribbon around the whole entire present. So the bow has the loops just like we did, but the bow also has a little bit of extra tail. So we'll go ahead and give this disco present a little bit of extra tail also, which means I'm going to take a piece of ribbon and I'm going to fold it in half to see about how much tail I would like to hang down. So you're going to have two levels of this, two layers. I'm going to cut this. And then because this ribbon is pretty thick, it's 2.5 inches, I'm actually going to fold the disco ribbon in half. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to cover up the pipe cleaner, but also I'm going to add tails to my bow. So I folded this piece of ribbon in half, and I would say this piece of ribbon is probably about 20 inches long, just a guess. I folded it in half so it was a little thinner to work with. I'm going to spread this pipe cleaner out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two ends and I am going to tie this into kind of like a half of a knot. And that's really all you're going to need in order to give you that really pretty finish on this side of your bow. And then because this is wired, we're going to be able to pull this down. And these are your tails. They are looking really nice. Please go ahead and wrap those around, twist them, use that wire to get the tails where you want them to be. And then I'm going to even the tails up, and I'm also going to do what we call dovetails. So I'm going to match these up good side to good side. And what I'm going to do is first cut them to make them even. And then I'm going to fold this in half one more time. So now I have 4 layers of material. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on the diagonal in order to make what we call dovetails. So then you'll see when I open that up that we have these beautiful triangles cut out that make that dovetail shape. And we have our first beautiful bow ready to be placed on any kind of present. Now, the nice thing about the pipe cleaner or the Chenille stem is that I can leave the Chenille stem, and the Chenille stem is very strong. So I can take this straight to a banister or to a stairwell or something like that, or even a wreath that I already have. And I can take this and I can just wrap it around and twist it on and it's going to stay. Now, if you don't want the pipe cleaner, because if you don't need to attach the bow to something 3-dimensional, if you want to attach the bow to something like a gift, then you can always cut the pipe cleaner down and hide it. So if I'm going to place this bow onto this gift, I don't actually need the pipe cleaner. So what I might do is I might just twist this off and cut this down. But keep the pipe cleaner if you want to put this bow somewhere in your home, somewhere you want to attach it to. And so this is already making this craft paper box look really, really sharp. I'm just going to take a layer of this disco ball and I'm only going to go in one direction. I'm not going to go in 2 directions because I think that gets to be a little bit too much. So you can decide if you want it off center. You can decide if you want it smack dab the middle. You can decide which way you want. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut enough ribbon to be able to wrap around the box. And then another kind of shortcut that I'm going to show you today is that tape isn't always going to cut it when it comes to ribbon and fabric and materials. So I do have a hot glue gun that is attached, that's ready to go. And that hot glue gun is going to be the new tip or trick that you might not have already thought of in order to work with these fabric ribbons and your packages. So I do have a hot glue gun going and I'm just cutting this strip to cover. Obviously, this is the back where you can see a little bit of my tape. And I'm sorry that I don't make house calls. So it looks like some of you were hoping I would come at your house and just make all your Christmas dreams come true. But I don't make house calls yet. So I just have that little dab of hot glue, keeping this in place. And I'm going to put a little dab down here at the bottom also. You can attach this to your Christmas. Oh, yes. Okay, I thought you were joking, but you're for real. So the disco that you made, keep that pipe cleaner and absolutely, yes, put it into your Christmas tree. I think that would be really beautiful. It could also be a Christmas tree topper. I've definitely done that before where I've had the topper of my Christmas tree be a giant bow that I made. So just leave that pipe cleaner and then you can attach it to whatever you want to be your tree. Now, again, tape is not going to do the trick when it comes to attaching this fabric to fabric. So hot glue is going to be the way to go. So I'm going to put some hot glue over where this knot is. And then I'm going to go ahead and place this. And remember that the wire is your friend and the wire is there to do what you want it to do. So however you want to fluff this bow is how you're going to fluff that bow. Love it. So I do think that with that, we have our very first beautiful gift. Definitely shimmers and shines with that disco. And I should probably leave this here so that I let that hot glue dry. You can attach another piece of string. So another really good thing about these rolls I keep telling you about, there's so many different kinds of ribbon in each one of these. So if you buy one of these, you can just play with it. So maybe you get this one that's like a little rickrack, little zigzag, and you can take a little piece of this and maybe you have a gift tag that you have out of paper or something, and you can just kind of stick this gift tag in here and have the name coming out for a present or something like that. You can also add different dimension by adding a little bit more color if you want to, with a thinner and a thicker ribbon kind of playing together. But there's so many different types of ribbon in each one of these that really just make it so unique. Also, think about a gift bag. Gift bags are so easy, so fun, but maybe you make it extra special by putting this giant bow on the top of it. So I think that's a great idea too. All right, this is our first thing. So I think I'm going to put this to the side. And the next thing I want to focus on with you is actually the gift wrapping. So again, this isn't going to be anything shocking, or it's not going to be a technique that's super unusual like that, but it is going to be something that it's just classic and easy for you to be able to kind of work on that together. So I am going to be wrapping, let's see. Oh, here's a lovely gift. So in this box, I have like a little jewelry box, are a whole bunch of pieces of jewelry that I have made this year on my Michael's classes. So if you want to make some jewelry that you can give to someone, I'm doing a charm party class coming up in January. So this is a charm bracelet that I made. I've also been doing a lot of seed bead bracelets and these seed bead necklaces. So there's some online classes on the Michael's YouTube channel that you can check out if you want to make some of your own gifts. And then I found this little jewelry box. We sell lots of different size boxes, but I have this little jewelry box and now I'm going to take it and I'm going to wrap it. So I have a piece of the Kraft paper. And what you want to do with your Kraft paper is you first want to measure it. So I'm going to measure and make sure that I have more than enough on this side. Here we go. And I'm going to cut this down. And I like the surface that I'm working on. I sometimes work on a floor or work on a table that has like lines or wood grain in it, because it can help me keep some of my cuts straight. I'm going to turn this over because this is going to be the back of the box. And then I'm going to measure it going this way. I think I had too much before, so I'm going to cut this down one more time over here. And of course, there's lots of ways to do this. This is just one I'm showing you today. And it looks like the other side is going to be a pretty good length, but if you need to cut that down, you can cut that down. I also sometimes like to fold over my paper. So if I have two sides that I've already cut and I want one of the sides to be extra sharp, I just make a little fold right there. And I try to put this part somewhere on the back of the item. And then another little piece that you can't see because I'm hiding it off to the side, but this is a little Scotch tape holder that we sell at Michael's. And what's cool about this is that it clamps onto my table. And then this part of it kind of wraps around. So no matter where I clamp it onto the table, I can kind of twist it around and get the right angle for me to be able to grab tape. I love these things because then I don't have to take my hands off the present in order to use two hands and a little tape roll or whatever. So I clamp that onto the table. You can kind of see that in the bottom of my shot right here. And then I don't have to take my hand off of the gift in order to get that piece of tape. You can use one or two depending on how long your present is. And then I'm going to go to the side. And what I do is I push these corners in. And when I push these corners in, you're going to see the top and the bottom kind of go towards triangles. And I'm going to cut both of these down just a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the top down. And you can make a little crease right here. And I'm going to bring the bottom up. And by making those creases, I'm going to have pretty nice corners. And then I just have that one piece of tape right here that's going to wrap around and give me that nice side. And then I move over to the other side of my box and I push in the corners to make kind of those triangular shapes. You can see that's kind of moving into like a triangle shape. I'm going to push the bottom up and I'm going to pull the top down just like I did on the other side. And then I'm going to have that piece of tape. So now I have a really nice, pretty, easy, simple wrapped gift. And I can kind of play with some of these other ribbons. So let's see, in this particular collection, there's a lot of reds and whites. So it's definitely like a peppermint collection. Oops. I got some Merry Christmas. I got some Fa La La. I got lots of really cool ribbons. I want to show you a couple of these at the bottom too, because they're so cool. Like this one kind of looks like, almost like bracelets. Just really pretty. Look at that. It's kind of like this. It reminds me a little bit of licorice. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like round, but it looks like a bracelet, but it also could be something really fun that you could hang on a gift bag or you can tie around this. I have some Fa La 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 La. I have some peppermint really thin stuff if you have a gift tag that you want to add on. So I'm going to show you how to make a really sweet little simple bow using this red, pretty small, oops, thin ribbon. So here's the ribbon that I'm going to be using. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a length probably about 10 inches. So I think this is about 10 inches. Let me clear off some space so you can see what I'm doing. And I don't necessarily recommend a pipe cleaner with this one because it's so small. So if you happen to have a little bit of wire, or if you have some kind of twist tie in your kitchen or something like that, both of those will be a little bit better in this case rather than the pipe cleaner. So I'm going to take a tiny little piece of this wire, probably about 4 inches, and cut that. And then here's how I'm going to make this bow. So it has a design on this side. I'm going to put the design. Oh, the design's the same on both. Even better. I'm going to find the center of my bow and put my finger there. And then I'm going to take each end and I'm going to go down and down. And what I'm doing is I'm making a cross. So it's kind of like a little collar of a shirt, if you've ever seen something like that. And then I have this crisscross here, and notice that the angle of the tails is about the same. And I'm going to pinch this down, and that's how I'm just going to make a really sweet little bow. Now I think I want to make the loops of my bow just a tiny bit smaller. So I'm going to make the tails a little longer, and I'm going to make the loops a little smaller. But just that folding the ribbon, so all I did was fold it over and fold it over and made kind of like a little collar. I matched the tails And then I just pinch this together in the middle. And I've made a really adorable little bow. So remember, I have that tiny piece of wire, and this twist tie, or this tiny piece of wire, is just going to go right there at the center where my thumb was holding it. And I twist it a bit, and look at how sweet and adorable this cute little bow is. Now, the ribbon that I'm using right now doesn't have any wire in it, so I can't really shape the bow. I can't do a ton to make it stay the way I want to, unless I kind of glue it in the direction I want it to be in. But this already looks like something really cute that I think we can add to this, but I think I want to do even more. So I'm going to take another texture and I'm going to make another kind of bow to go with this one. So in that same pack, I have so many different textures to choose from. I think I'm going to take the one that kind of looks like a peppermint rope. And this is fun. And I'm going to take a bunch of this because I'm going to go ahead and tie it around my box. So it's almost more like a string. So I went underneath the box. I'm evening it out and finding the center. I'm going to tie it in a half knot, and then I'm going to tie it in a bow. Beautiful. So right there, you could be done, but we still have this really pretty ribbon also that we can add to the fun. I can also add some of this ribbon maybe going in this direction. I like having some extra to hang down, or if again you have a gift tag, you can pull that in and then you can tie another knot around the gift tag. But this little wire can go ahead and get twisted into the bow that's already here. So I'm just twisting this wire around the bow, and you can cut the wire down to make sure that no one gets any sharp edges. And then I'm just going to kind of play with that a little bit and decide how big I want these loops to be. And I kind of want the ribbon to go inside of the little loops of my bow. And so I'm kind of feeling like I want something else going this direction. So I think I might use the same bit and go ahead and wrap around the other direction too. So I'm curious, those of you who are with me live today, do you have your gift purchasing finished? Are you finished buying gifts? If you are, I will be so impressed. I don't know how you did that, but I'm curious if anyone, not a single one. Yep, that's me too. Not there yet. I also want to know, no way, good. Okay, I'm not alone. We just got done with Thanksgiving here in the States, so I mean, we cannot be rushed. I tied a knot back here just to keep it in place, and I'm going to cut that down. Good. I'm glad it's not just me. You're making me feel better. And I really like the way this one's starting to look. It's really cute. I think I'm going to cut these down just a tad. Love it. All right, we got two really nice looking gifts so far. We're on a roll. So I want to do this sweet little bow, but I want to do it with a wired ribbon. I can do it with the disco, or if you don't mind me doing it with the velvet, I'd like to try it with the velvet as well. And what I'm going to show you, so there is, I was talking about towards the beginning, there's kind of like this viral sensation right now with this velvet ribbon and these velvet bows. So there are these garlands of the red velvet bows, and I don't even know if you'll be able to get one still at Michael's because they've been sold out at least twice. They've been that popular, so they're very, very, very popular this season. But what's so cool about them is that it's these beautiful bows, and they're attached together in a garland that then you can go ahead and put over a fireplace, you can put it over a staircase, you can put it lots of different places. You could also wrap it around a tree. So if you have a bunch of these bows, like someone was talking about at the beginning of the class with our disco ribbon, you can make those into a garland that can go into a tree too. So I'm going to make that sweet little bow, but with something wired to show you how that's going to be a little bit different. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to go ahead and fold the ribbon in half. And I would guess, I don't have my ruler out, but I would guess that this is about 12 inches and it's doubled up, so about 24 inches total. So with that 24-inch piece of ribbon, and I already know where the center is, I'm going to use that same technique I was just showing you where I take the end and cross it down below the center. I'm going to put my center right here on this line so I can keep track of it. I'm going to take this and fold it over and cross that center. I'm going to take this and fold it over and cross that center. And then I'm going to try and match my tails to make sure that they're the same length. And I'm going to keep my loops about the same width as well. And when I think I have all the angles right, and when I think I have all the lengths kind of matched up, then basically you take this and you scrunch this together and you scrunch this together and you put them all together like this. Now I think I want this loop to be a little bit shorter. So I'm going to fold it over a little bit longer. There we go. So you could see me do that whole thing again. So you just fold those pieces over kind of like a collar. You scrunch them up in the middle. Again, you can use pipe cleaner or you can use some wire. It's fine to use pipe cleaner this time because we are going to cover it up. And especially if you want to turn this into something that you're going to attach somewhere on your Christmas tree or to a garland. So I'm tying this around the center in order to hold everything that my thumb is currently holding together. And this is what I have so far. It's cute, but we're not even done yet because then we're going to take a little bit more of that ribbon. And this time you just need a pretty small amount. I'm going to say about 6 inches. And I am going to fold it in half again because it is pretty thick. And you're just going to wrap this around to hide that spot. So you can wrap it around like this and you can just put hot glue and be totally done. Or if you want to, I did a little bit extra with that 6 inches in order to give me enough to kind of tie this together. And then I don't have to use hot glue. And look at how pretty this bow is. So you can imagine that then I could do this several more times and make several of these bows. And then you can take wire and you can attach the bows to a longer piece of ribbon and you can make your own bow garland. Won't that be so fun? So you can make your own if they're out of them, or if you want them in a different color, using some of this really pretty velvet ribbon. I'm also going to go ahead and match these tails up. So the velvet, the soft side to soft side. This time, instead of the dovetails, I'm just going to cut on a diagonal just one time without folding it, so that when I open these up, I have a nice little matching tail for my bow. I am going to do this one again. Yeah, because I really think this is a good tip. And then we can put a bunch of these together and make some kind of garland. So I'm going to do this whole thing again. I'm first going to cut a length of my velvet ribbon. You can use the red ribbon. You can use the disco ribbon. I just happen to be using this velvet because I think it's so pretty. So I'm folding it in half and I'm cutting 12 inches. So a total of about 24 inches is what I'm using right now. This is going to be my halfway line right here on my table. So I'm going to fold this in half and find the halfway. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the one side and you're going to cross it below. So notice how it crosses over that center line. And then you're going to take the other side and you're going to cross it below. And so right now it looks like the collar of a shirt where you have these two crossing over each other. My tails are about the same size. I am going to make the bow a little bit smaller and the tails a little longer. Now I'm ready to scrunch. So once you have your kind of collar looking, you're ready to just scrunch all of this together into the center. And when you scrunch, use the wire to help you. And make sure that you're kind of getting those tails to be straightened. And then I'm going to take a little piece of wire. Oh, great question. So there's a question about outdoor ribbon. And this velvet I don't think if you have any kind of moisture, I don't think this velvet would be very good for your outdoors. But I think that a lot of the like polyester kind of normal ribbon, I honestly think even this disco ribbon would hold up outside pretty well and not have too much problem. It has enough on it to like wick off some water. Of course, if it just pours, it might get drenched and it might get ruined, but I think it's going to survive out there. I think that disco might be a good option for outside this year. All right, so remember we're not quite done yet because we're gonna put a little piece, just see the difference between having that extra little piece go around the center, how it just makes it look even nicer. So with this one, I'm gonna cut another about 6 inches. I'm gonna fold this in half to make it a little thinner. And then I'm gonna wrap this around. And I'm gonna tie this, but again, you could just cut a smaller amount, especially if you wanna save ribbon and you wanna make a bunch of these. You can just cut and hot glue, but I just tied just 1/2 of a knot. And then I take a look over here, use your wire to help you, poof out your bow, and go ahead and cut your ribbons down as well. And you have another adorable bow. Now these bows can go together, like I said, on a garland, or look, ta-da, you're done. You can just hot glue that onto one of your craft paper presents that you've already wrapped up. You can have it in the corner, you can have it in the center, you could wrap some more paper or some more ribbon around it. You could add in some of the other smaller ribbons if you want to do a smaller line. So let's take a look at some of these. I have a really pretty gold. You know what? I love this music note one. I'm going to take that out. So in one of the packs that's more the gala, I have this beautiful music notes. So Kim in the chat is asking about expert tips for curling ribbon. Well, none of the ribbon that I'm using today is really what I would call curling ribbon. Most of that is going to be kind of either plasticky or is going to be like not quite paper, but something kind of like that. I'm having a hard time opening this. There we go. Could have just done that. So with this, you're not going to be able to curl it. You can curl something that has wire. So that is a good tip that I can give you right now. If you're decorating a big Christmas tree, sometimes it's fun to take this giant ribbon and kind of curl it like old school curls, sleeping in curlers. That's what I think of, to make like a little spring. And then this is something you can even just attach another piece of ribbon to, and then you can go ahead and put this little curl or this curly cue into your tree and just pop some of those all over the place to kind of have that. You can also use this underneath any of the bows that we make just as something extra and something kind of cute. Another idea with the curling of the ribbon is if you make a couple of little accordion folds. My friend Roma then puts a binder clip right here. And then this is another little piece that you can stick into your Christmas tree and have kind of like that little candy, ribbon candy kind of look to it too. Yeah. All right. And I'm going to take this really pretty music note. Thanks, Kim. I don't have any of that ribbon handy, but I know that when I do use that ribbon, watch me. I always open my scissors and kind of press. And when you press with your scissors, that's how you can kind of start making that the curl to it. I don't have anything extra or fancier than that. That's just kind of how I do mine also. I'm taking this ribbon and I'm going to go ahead and do this ribbon around both sides. So I'm going to pull enough of it off of this roll so that I do a half tie on the back. And I'm going to pull it across onto the front. And I can cut this down a bit here. And then I'm going to tie a knot. Another question in the chat says, can we use bows for floral arrangements? Absolutely. Oh my goodness. So there are things that we call picks, like I said before, that we sell bows that are already on sticks. So they are picks, but you could also make your own, since we just showed you how easily you can make your own bow. So you can turn that into a pick. I think I'm going to cut off this extra. You could use it and have some extra, but I don't think I like that. I think I want it to be kind of sleeker. And so I'm going to cut that down. And I'm going to use just a touch of hot glue to keep these in place, and a touch of hot glue for my velvet. So yeah, I would definitely make some bows and put them into floral arrangements. That's definitely a good idea. Also, like I was showing you at the beginning, a wreath is a really good use for a bow too. So I'm going to press down on the back of this to make sure that I'm getting contact with my velvet ribbon and my music note bow. This is Sharpies inside, so someone's getting Sharpies for Christmas. I hope it's me, because I love a good box of Sharpies. So that's fun. So I have this nice, really pretty gift that we have. Let me show you again. We're getting kind of close to the end, so if you have any questions or if you want to see one of the styles of bow again, I'd be happy to do that with you. Actually, I have one more style I think I want to show you before we end too, but I just want to kind of go through and tell you. So this is our pom-pom bow. We made our pom-pom bow using our disco ribbon. So with this disco ribbon, we have this really pretty package. We put a layer behind it of that ribbon. And then, like I said before, we have lots of picks at Michael's. So you can take a fun pick and kind of add that into your bow, add that into your present if you want something to kind of stand out even more. I don't know, this already is standing out quite a bit. I don't think you even need anything extra to that. But you can think about adding some picks, adding some different things. The disco ribbon is, yes, 2.5 inches wide, and you get about 20 feet. I think there are larger rolls of the disco ribbon too. And if I remember correctly, we have it in a red, a green, and I think even a gold. So you don't have to just use the silver disco ribbon, but it's a celebrated ribbon. And please do yourself a favor and go down that ribbon aisle at Michael's, because it is gorgeous and you will love everything that you see. So it's 2.5 inches wide. This is a really nice red satin ribbon. So I am going to take a moment and kind of do one last present with you with this one. And this is, if you don't like any of those ribbons we've been doing, the last one we're going to do together, I think is going to be pretty easy. And that's just kind of tying a regular bow that you're used to tying. So if you know how to tie your shoes, you can do this last one, no problem. But what's going to make it look even prettier is the fact that this is a wired ribbon again. So it has that extra enforcement. This is 2 inches thick and it's a wired ribbon, so that it's a little bit skinnier than the ones we've been doing. This is a book. Someone is getting a book of how to crochet for Christmas. No spoilers, I won't tell you who it's for, but I will tell you that's what it is. So I'm going to pull this around and you'll see that I'm going to pull way more than enough. So I think the amount I'm about to pull is probably 4 times whatever the width is that I am using. And then I can cut that. I'm going to find the center. And then I'm just going to tie a pretty classic bow. So I went under to do the half knot. And now I'm going to make my loops like I'm tying my shoe. And put the loop through. Now, the beauty of this is that because it's wired, I can pull this apart and actually make it look beautiful. And there we go over here too. And you can position the loops because it's wired and kind of lay that where you want it to lay it how you want it to lay. I'm going to match these up. I think I'm going to dovetail these, which means that I'm going to fold this in half and I'm going to cut it on the diagonal Oh my goodness, look how pretty this package is. It is ready. So if you are doing some recycled paper, this craft paper is easy and pretty easy to recycle afterwards also. So you don't have to go crazy with your ribbon and with your paper, but just having any kind of paper, even if this is newspaper, and then maybe throw on this bow, beautiful, so pretty, so affordable, and everybody will be really impressed with all your bow making skills. And they'll probably ask you to make lots of bows for them and come over to their house and decorate their Christmas tree. So I think that's just about it for today. I'm really thankful that all of you were able to come and join me. We made some really beautiful gifts that I think people will be excited to receive. So keep practicing your bow making skills, and I hope that you come back and craft with me again. Next week, we have miniatures and we have a wreath, really beautiful, elegant wreath that you can use these bow making skills as well. So thanks again for coming today, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye, everyone.